Welcome everyone to another episode of Slasher Scotty. I am your host, Scotty McCoy, and boy, do I have a surprise for all of you. This is my third interview tonight. This is the most I've had in a single day for interviews, and I am beat, and I'm so excited to end it with Mr. Rob Mahoney, who is the host of Father Mahoney's House of Horrors, as well as the lead promoter and I'm guessing owner of Terror 81 Promotions. Hey, Rob, how are you doing?
Good, Scotty. How you doing, man?
I'm doing good. I'm so glad to have you on. I mean, I've been meaning to ask you for a while now, and we booked it. I believe we were supposed to have you on Wednesday, but we ended up changing it to today. And I'm like, you know what? Why not? I already have 2 interviews on Friday. Let's go for a three-peat.
Yeah, life's been crazy lately, so I needed a couple of days to get my thoughts together.
No problem. Tell me about it. So, the first question I got for you: how did you get your start in the indie film community?
It was just running Facebook groups, really.
Nice.
I opened my first Facebook group like 11 years ago. It was called Crystal Lake Memories, and then I changed it to because I figured out there was Crystal Lake Memories coming out, so I was like, I changed it to Friday the 13th alumni.
Nice.
And I met a lot of Friday the 13th alumni through that, and then through that I found out that some of them were still doing independent films. So I kind of got curious about that, and I was like Felicia Rose from Sleepaway Camp was one of the prime people. I was like, wow, she's still like super active in the community. So I was like, let me find out more I can about this indie world. So that's kind of like where I got my start.
That's awesome. So you have, I'm assuming it's a podcast, Father Mahoney's House of Horrors. So can you kind of tell us a bit about this for those that are unaware of what that podcast is?
Well, ironically, the name Father Mahoney started off as a bad joke. The same group of Friday the 13th alumni, there was a little run-in with some podcasters that were mocking what I speculated was mocking handicapped people with that meme of Mark in the wheelchair from part 2. So I had a little beef with them, and they started mocking me on their podcast, saying, "Oh, what does he think he is, the father of horror?" And that's how the name Father Mahoney kind of got started.
Nice.
Is every week they would say, "Oh, what's Father Mahoney up to this week? Who's he banning this week?" And so it actually started off as a bad joke, but it actually became some of their highest episodes. So Father Mahoney actually became a character in their, like they weren't even using me anymore. They were using Father Mahoney. So when I was thinking of a podcast name, I'm like, what better name? I mean, the name is already established in the podcast community, so I'm just going to carry it over. And then I added the House of Horrors to it.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So part of being in the indie film community, part of that is, creating an Indiegogo crowdfunding campaign. That's the main thing of how independent filmmakers make their movies. I mean, funding is a big part of making these movies. I mean, if you don't have funding, you don't really have a movie, or if you do, you don't have a good one. So do you have any advice? Because there are a couple of bad eggs, that slip through the cracks that, get out there, create these to take advantage of the trusting people. But do you have any advice for those people that would like to donate to an independent, crowdfunding campaign, but they're a little skeptical or they don't know where to start? Do you have any advice for them?
Well, I'll always research. If you know anybody that's involved in these movies, like even if you don't know a particular director or anything, if you know anybody in the community, talk to them. Find out like what you can about the director, what can you find about the project, where it's being filmed, where the money's going. Do as much research as possible is my advice to people.
Absolutely. And I mean, everybody like in the indie film community, if I ask them this question, they always say the same thing: do your research, reach out to people. Like you can reach out to myself or to you or Anthony Caimano, Amy Crabtree, Noelle Berger, Matt
Yeah.
Anderson, Matt Burns. Like there are people in the community that are knowledgeable. And if they don't know of this filmmaker for by chance, then reach out, they can send you to somebody that might know and they can get you in touch, because obviously donating to Indiegogo can literally it's a gamble. It really is. Like you could lose all your money, and if you donate $500, you could lose that $500.
Yeah. And I also say that if you ever hear of a campaign asking to pay through PayPal, I say that's a red flag right there. Don't ever go. Always stick to the Indiegogo, and right, like you said, like we both said, do your research, because these Indiegogos also have a deadline and to get your refund back. And once that deadline is, it's up to the director if they want to give you that money back. And
Right.
I would say 99 out of 100 times you're not going to get it back.
Absolutely. And yeah, exactly. And I mean, you know, if you do the PayPal, like don't do that. First of all, like if you want to negotiate with the director, we had people do that with our campaign on 72 last spring.
Yeah.
If you have people that want a certain perks that aren't together in the package, but they want to up the, give you more money than what a couple of them are, you can still do that through Indiegogo.
Yeah.
Just gotta make note, obviously, of what they wanted, and then they can just do a regular donation for that specific set of perks, whether it's like X amount of on-set video shout outs, and as well as a t-shirt, DVD, and an associate producer perk for X amount of dollars. They can give you that X amount of dollars through Indiegogo, because you'll still get the funds. It'll still go through that, but just make note. They'll make note of what they did. So there are ways to get around it. Don't say, oh, PayPal's the only way I can do this of a specified donation. You don't have to. You can do it through Indiegogo. Absolutely.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So what do you believe is the best part about being in the independent film community, and what do you believe is the worst?
I think the best part is obviously making friends, first and foremost, because I would say a good portion of my friends list is people that I met through the indie scene. So obviously, I think that's where my love is.
Yeah.
For it. But as far as the bad part is, like you said earlier about the bad apples. Sometimes you don't even know those bad apples until it's kind of too late.
Yeah.
And I know you talked about this on another episode, and I'm not shy about mentioning this one's person is the Halloween Evil Lives. It's a project that I poured my heart and soul into, and just to find out that what we all found out is the guy's a nutcase. And I've been trying my best to make it up to the people that I feel responsible for, because a lot of people I brought on that project. And when I found out that it was a dud project, I'm doing my best to get these people other things in the community, because I feel like it's on me that they're part of that.
Absolutely.
So,
And that's you making it up to them, which is a good thing. And I know like Anthony Caimano's helping some of them out as well with his upcoming project I'm going to promote just for him, because he's my good buddy. Batman, The Killing Joke, and I know you'll probably be talking about that in a little bit, but that's going to be coming out. Indiegogo starts March 1st. So definitely check that out. There you go, buddy. I give you a little plug for Father Mahoney.
Yeah, and he just dropped the secret perk for people that got on the early bird. If you sign up for the early bird, he just sent out the secret perk for that. So
absolutely, and I saw that perk come through. I'm actually debating getting that. I didn't really look into it. I saw the email come through, but I told Anthony I will be donating for sure, because he's my really good friend of mine, and I want to help him out any way I possibly can, as long as my funds can can sustain that as well. But I definitely want to help him out, because he's a good person. He's a good egg, and he definitely has something good here, and I could see that campaign doing really well. I could really see that doing really well.
I got to give a shout out to Anthony too for still believing in my purpose in the horror community and the indie community, because after a recent fallout with a director, a lot of people gave up on me, and Anthony was not one of those people. So, and I got to give my shout out to him, because he is a good egg.
Absolutely, absolutely. So, what do you believe is the hardest or the most challenging part in hosting your show, Father Mahoney's House of Horrors?
Finding guests. No, I do have a few people I still have to reach out to. Timing is also another thing, is because not only do I have that show, I have Crossing the Streams with Rob and Cody. That's my other show that I have on the network. I have my YouTube channel. I have my promoting that I'm doing, and I still run 32 Facebook groups. So I think it's the hardest thing is timing.
Yeah.
Because
well,
I find that. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I know another buddy of yours, Greg Gilbert, wants to be a guest too.
Nice. Yep. Good friend of
Yeah.
good guy, Greg Gilbert. He tried calling me the past couple of nights, but I've just been so busy and swamped with interviews. This month alone, I have 21, and there's only 28 days in the month.
Yeah.
Like I said, I had 3 interviews today. I have 2 of them on Sunday, and it's been crazy.
Well,
And
Greg reached me last night, so
nice. Yeah. He tried calling me, and I was in bed so early last night because yesterday was like I had an interview. Did I have an interview? Did I have an interview yesterday? I think I did. No, I didn't. I had one scheduled, but I had to postpone it because something came up. But I rebooked him for Sunday, so he's one of my 2 Sunday guests. But yeah,
Nice.
Greg tried calling me, and I just was in bed early at that point. I was just over with the day, and I was just, it was a really long day and personal stuff and all that coming out. So,
Yeah.
I just needed that break, that mental break, especially when you have 21 interviews in a month. That is a lot of interviews in 1 month,
Yeah.
especially the shortest month of the year.
Yeah, you have a job too, right?
Yeah, I have a full-time job. I'm the senior web developer for the United States Coast Guard. On top of that, I have a book deal that I'm working on, and I
I
have
saw that.
yeah,
Congratulations.
thank you. And I'm in 2 movies coming up, Heavy Duty Man, and I start filming that in April, and then I start filming with Anthony Caimano in June for the Flower City Butcher. So I have those coming up, and then on top of all that, like I said, my full-time job, the interviews, and it's just been crazy, like just been crazy in general. So it's just one of those things that like I'm trying to maintain everything, and I'm trying to I have a relationship, like it's just crazy.
Yeah,
It really
totally
is.
understandable.
Absolutely. So, what do you believe the easiest part of your show is?
Once the interview starts, everything just seems the fluidity of the show is the easiest part for me because
Nice.
I love talking to people. So once the conversation, like I don't even have a set routine of like what I'm going to ask that person. I kind of let the conversation take its own course.
Yeah,
So I think that's the
absolutely.
easiest part.
Yeah, absolutely. And I know that you were a special guest on Anthony Caimano's live Facebook feed the other night. So how'd that go? What were you talking about? Promoting?
Well, I was announced as the mystery guest, and because, like I said, Anthony kind of took a chance on me, with where a lot of people didn't, and so I was like, wow, this is gonna shock a lot of people. And it's, he kept talking and talking. He's like, okay, I know I'm making my guest wait here, but that went great. Like we talked for like 2.5 hours about everything. We talked a lot of Flower City Butcher too. So,
Nice.
and I'm
Yeah.
excited for that project too.
Great egg, and he'll probably get a kick out of this because I always joke around with him and everything. But the first Facebook Live he got me on as his mystery guest, he ended up getting me drunk. He didn't get
Yeah.
me drunk. I'll be honest. He didn't get me drunk. That was my
that with Lydia Manson?
It was
That
with
the one?
Lydia Manson. Oh my God, it's Lydia Manson. Yep. She was
I know
drinking.
he has me doing that now. Oh my God, it's Amy Crabtree.
He's such a good guy. He really is. It's funny because I interviewed him on my show. I don't even remember if I reached out to him. He reached out to me. I don't remember. I had him in January, but after that, like we really didn't talk much. And then I told him about the Halloween Evil Lives fiasco, trying to find out because I was attached to it as well. And then he told me about it, and it's weird because we became really good friends, and like we don't go a day without talking to each other now.
Yeah. I was actually, I don't know if a lot of people know, I was assistant director on Halloween Evil Lives at one point.
Wow. Yeah.
And there was just no communication. It was either his way or the highway. So
Right.
it's kind of like when I packed my bags right there.
Yeah. I mean, the thing about making a film is it's a team project. You have the director, maybe some assistant directors, you have producers, you have a cast, you have other crew members, whether it's boom mic, camera operators, all that different stuff. You have all of these people that are special effects. You have these people that have specialty skills. They have 100% specialty skills, and just because they're special in those skills doesn't mean they can't help out in other parts of the project. It's not always my way or the highway type of thing. Like when you're doing a project, a film project, it is a group and team effort. Like everybody brings
Yeah.
their skills to the table and they make it work together, and then people bounce ideas off each other, and that's how you get a good film made.
Yeah, and exactly. It's like it's when we were talking about the crowdfunding earlier too. It's the
Yeah.
crowdfunders are just as much a part of the film as the directors are
Yeah.
too. You know,
Yeah.
whenever I see someone's like, "Oh, I can only donate like $5," you know what? If that's all you can donate, that's you're still
Right.
part of the family. You're still part of
Absolutely.
that project.
And that $5 could be between that could be the reason why you don't have enough blood or you do have enough blood. You know
Yeah,
what I mean? Like that
exactly.
comes a long way. And even if you can't donate at all, you're just sharing it. It costs nothing. So your share can literally lead to, 4 or 5 or 6 other donations that are on your friends list.
Exactly. Like you never know who may be interested, and that
Absolutely.
one little share button could make or break a film.
Absolutely. It really can. I mean, when we did our 72 Indiegogo, I know we had a couple where he come on set and we had people like Daniel Lund. He was a great guy. He
Yeah.
got it. Jackson Everest. He got a perk and they came on set and we didn't give them small scenes. We gave them great scenes because
Yeah.
we don't care how much it cost for an on-screen perk. It wasn't a lot. We didn't charge that much, but what we charged was enough for them to come on set, have a meal with us, and film a good scene. And we wrote them a scene that was memorable because we realized they're donating their money that is probably not easy to come by nowadays, and to be in a part of the movie. And that's what we do. A lot of people, when you do Indiegogos, you buy a perk to be in the movie and you literally get a very small extra scene. It's like, I spent $500 for this.
Yeah,
you
I
know
agree. And it's like
yeah.
I keep telling people, like, whether it's $5, whether it's no dollars in a share, I mean,
Right.
no matter what, you're helping the film in some way.
Yep, absolutely. And I mean, we're all a community, we're all a family, and we all like I mean, the big thing with filmmaking is egos really become big. And the thing with making a film is you leave your ego at the door and you do what's best for the project. As a
Yep.
family, we come together, we help everybody's projects. If people are going to backstab you or double cross you, then that basically gets they end up getting blacklisted, or nobody wants to help them. So
Yep.
like, we're a family. We help each other out. That's what we like to do.
Yep. And I like when other directors help other directors too. It's
Absolutely.
yeah, because like really, like I'll use an example. Steve Morello from the Sawyer Massacre, one of the most giving guys I've ever met in my life. Like this man has so much going on between his movie, his family,
Yeah.
the moving to Texas so he can do the scene, the movie, and
Yeah.
he still reaches out to people and still offers advice, or
Yeah.
like recently when I had some depression issues going on, he was reaching out to me asking if I'm okay. And this is a
Awesome.
man who's like full-time job and a full-time life, and
Yep.
he's worried about me. So
Yep.
I appreciate people like that. Like I
And I
really do.
know exactly what he's going through with that full-time job, full-time life, full-time schedule type of thing going on top of a film. And yet the
Yeah.
fact that he's reaching out to you shows a lot about his character. And I did reach out to him for an interview. He said after they're done filming, they should be done by March. So we're looking at an April date to have him on. And great guy and very talented. Like he really is. And this project, I've been hearing about it for a while, and I can't wait to see what they do with this fan film with the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. It's gonna be great.
Yes, it is definitely.
Absolutely. So there, I know you are promoting, especially with Terror 81 promotions. First of all, I guess let us know what Terror 81 promotions is.
Well, actually, it's going through a revamp right now. But Terra 81 was born out of the old street teams. You know, when you get together, you and your friends, you all spread the word about a certain project.
Mhm.
But I found the biggest fault of street teams was that a lot of these people are all friends and they're all part of the same horror groups. So I'm thinking to myself, if they're all sharing to the same people and they're all sharing to the same horror groups, how much is it really reaching? Because
Mhm.
you're sharing it to the same people.
Yeah.
And so I said, how can I make this a little bit better? And I said, well, first, not as big.
Mhm.
So I have me, myself, I have Amy Crabtree, and I'll say this right now. She hates when I say this. She's the best promoter in the industry. And Aaron Poe, he's my word of mouth. He has like 4 other podcasts, and he's also the producer of B Movie TV on Roku. So
Nice.
a lot of times he can get these teaser trailers that we're promoting on B Movie TV also.
Nice.
So I'm thinking to myself, each of us have our own floor. Like Amy shares to her friends and her groups. I share to my friends and my groups, and Aaron shares through podcasts. And so none of us are button heads.
Nice.
You know, when we're in our own lane. The name Terror 81 came from, well, I was like thinking about scary, spooky, and I'm like, no. And I was like, what can terrify people? And I was like, I just said it, terror.
Yeah.
And the 81 came from my favorite year in horror. So 1981 is my favorite year in horror.
Nice.
So that's kind of how Terror 81 was born.
Awesome. So Terror 81, obviously, like you mentioned, is going through a revamp. I believe I seen a post that March 14th is when it's going to be up and running again.
Yeah, up and running again, and a little bit of twerk in the system, but I'll let more people know what that means when I get back from vacation.
Sounds good. Well, you are going on vacation. I definitely look forward to hearing about that. Enjoy yourself. You deserve a break.
Yes, it's been a hectic road. I've been working 50-hour weeks to save up for this vacation, on top of all the online stuff I've been doing. So
Absolutely. So the last question I got for you, I'm going to throw in the last 2 as like a one question dealio. So first of all, let us know of any indie film projects that you're currently working on or promoting, or would like to give a shout out to for people that are listening to this, to give them recognition. And the other part of the question is, where can they listen to Father Mahoney's House of Horrors? And do you have any social media accounts or other websites or groups or anything at all that you would like to promote?
all right, so projects I'm on or involved with, obviously we already mentioned Batman the Killing Joke. Anthony Caimano, who's amazing. He has a great vision. And the Flower City Butcher, I might as well put it into. I don't know as much about Flower City right now, but I did love the trailer. I literally had like my hair standing up watching that trailer. The third channel with Michelle Limblaski. I'm the executive producer on that project.
Nice. Well,
So yeah,
Scotty as well. So I can't wait to talk to her.
yeah, April 1st, she launches her second campaign. Awesome. And me and her have been talking about new perk ideas, about how we can make it more economical for people too, because I meant to mention that earlier. For filmmakers, please try to make it more economical, because there are some projects out there just like $200 just to say your name, and I'm like,
yeah, I saw that. That's ridiculous. That's just $200 for that.
But I don't want to get off the subject here. I just want to throw that in. The Sawyer Massacre, I already mentioned. I'm associate producer with that, and I'm one of Steve's biggest cheerleaders. I love that project. I love Texas Chainsaw, and I love the fact that he's going to be filming in Texas. Valentine Bluffs is another one with Chuck Ryan, Roland Keller, Jonathan Smith. Those guys are, I think they're in the last couple of days of their Indiegogo now, and those guys have been killing it on the in-demand scene right now.
Yeah.
Who else can I throw in here? Amber Road. That's a feature film. It's actually going to be in theaters. Nice. It's starring Tom Sizemore. Huge Tom Sizemore fan. The director is named Brian Luciano Bisaglia. This is my third movie with Brian. My first movie was called Social Distance, and it's actually being revamped as Seventh Revelation, because he said, as in his words, people are sick and tired of the word social distance.
Ain't that the God's honest truth?
Yes, but that project was such a blockbuster. It won 14 independent awards.
Wow.
And I have 5 of those.
Nice.
Because I was executive producer on that one. So I'm so proud of the work that Brian does, and he carries me along to his projects, because he's like, you're the best out there. And I was like, no, you're the best, man. I'm too modest. I'm too modest.
Absolutely.
And
So
second
what?
part of your question was the where can people find me and Father Mahoney's?
Yep.
So Father Mahoney's House of Horrors, you can subscribe to the YouTube channel. It's called Rabbit and Red Radio.
Mhm.
And there's like 8 different shows on there right now. 2 of them are mine, Father Mahoney's House of Horrors,
Yep.
and Crossing the Streams with Rob and Cody. They're 2 completely kind of podcasts.
Mhm.
And just like the whole network, all the shows are different from each other. There's something for everybody on that network. Social media, you can find me on YouTube under Father Mahoney.
Mhm.
I've been on YouTube for 10 years now. I just celebrated my 10-year anniversary.
Nice.
Yeah, 642 videos later, I'm still rolling. You can also find me on Facebook under Rob Mahoney. You can find me on Instagram under Rob Bruins Guy Mahoney, and on Twitter Rob Bruins Guy Mahoney.
Okay. Awesome.
And TikTok too. TikTok.
Nice. TikTok. What are you on TikTok?
I do lip sync videos actually.
Nice.
You know, I take a song from, and yeah, I take requests too. So like I've had people ask for NSYNC and Britney Spears, and I'm a heavy metal guy, but I'll do if you send me a request, I do it.
Awesome. Sounds like a plan. Well, I thank you so much, Father Rob Mahoney, for joining me.
Give me my little wow.
Well, I do thank you so much, and I do thank you as well for all you have done for the indie film community, not just indie horror, but indie film community.
One more thing, I just want to give a quick shout out to Amy Crabtree and Aaron Poe. You guys are my rock.
Awesome. Sounds good. Thank you, Amy. And Amy, stop avoiding me on my show. You will be on the show at some point.
Well, she did. Well, teaser that she did the Behind the Fiends with John Evans and Mandy Cantone. So
yeah, so she can't avoid
oh
me.
no. Sorry, I had to correct myself. It was Michelle Apollonia and Peter Solomon, the Sisters of the Strange. That's the show she did.
Yeah, so you can't avoid me anymore, Amy. I love Amy Crabtree. Great lady. But again, Rob, I thank you so much for joining me. Thank you for everything you do for the indie film community. You really are the father of the community. You really help out the community as much as you possibly can, and really promote projects that really don't have another voice or any, source of, people that follow them. So you really bring them, people, you bring people to them, which is a great thing. So I truly thank you for that. And I thank you for joining me today for the interview, and enjoy your vacation.
Yeah, much love, Scotty. Thank you.
Yeah, not a problem. Have a great rest of your night, buddy.
Yeah, you too.
All right. Bye.